As my regular viewers probably know, I don't often make videos about the big current events going on because I try to bring a fresh perspective to things, and usually everything that can be said about these issues has already been said. But with issues like this Trayvon Martin story that go completely retardedly viral, you get people that are just shouting shit and not even paying attention to the actual development of the story anymore. Coming 2012, y'all! And in these type of situations, people generally migrate into two groups, the yaysayers and the naysayers. You have the people that are 100% behind the cause no matter what, and the people who are naturally suspicious of anything that remotely resembles a bandwagon. You see, in the first case, you have people reacting directly to the oversimplified media narrative of the story, and then on the other hand, you have people reacting directly to that first group. And in both cases, you end up with few people who are reacting to the actual facts of the case. Now, this case is interesting because you have two sides of the story, but one of those sides is further split. On one side, you have George Zimmerman sympathizers, people that believe his bullshit self-defense claim. Either that or they believe that Trayvon Martin should have been considered suspicious because he was dressed like a fall jogger, apparently. And then you have Trayvon Martin sympathizers, but that is further split into two groups, people who think it's a racial issue and people who don't. If you haven't guessed by my sarcastic remarks, I don't really sympathize with George Zimmerman at all, and I don't really see how anyone could at this point if you've been following the story. And I do want to make it clear that I do think race is an issue in this story. And not because of the whole white versus black thing that everyone seems to be trying to portray, because Zimmerman isn't even white, he's biracial. Zimmerman's skin color doesn't matter. What matters is Trayvon Martin's skin color. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand, Trayvon Martin was simply walking down the street at like 7 p.m., not doing anything to anyone. And for some reason, this made him suspicious. Also, can we stop talking about the Skittles and the iced tea? Like, those are probably the two least most important things in the story. But you see, I've been that guy who's had people eye me in the mall to make sure I'm not stealing, or quickly lock their car door as I approach the crosswalk. That is just a thing that happens to minorities in this country, and especially black people. It sucks, but that shit happens, and I'm convinced that that's what happened here. Everyone keeps bringing up the fact that he was wearing a hoodie, but since when are hoodies threatening? When I think of hoodies, I think of college students and snowboarders. Hoodies are not gangster, Geraldo Rivera. If he was wearing a wife beater with a gold chain and a rag on his head, that would be a different thing. I mean, it still wouldn't excuse racial profiling, but that would be different. The only people who are scared of hoodies are out of touch old people. Now, as I said, I think race is an issue, and it's an important issue. If it turns out that a kid is dead basically only because he's black, that is unacceptable, and we need to reflect on that as a nation. But that is not the issue. George Zimmerman is clearly and historically reckless, irresponsible, and maybe racist, but fuck it, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, whatever. But that's not the issue either. Obviously, the main issue here is that somebody was killed and the person who killed them hasn't been arrested. I think Zimmerman fucked up majorly that night, but you know who fucked up even more? The Sanford Police Department, and that's who I'm the most pissed off at. And I don't know if it was because of racism or corruption or just dirt, although it really does seem like it's probably one of the first two. But at any rate, these are the people that I think the Facebook groups and the community leaders are failing to recognize. These are the people that I want to see being interviewed on TV. I don't want to see an interview with George Zimmerman's family. What the fuck do they know? I want to see these police officers on TV, and I want them to justify to me why they failed to arrest a man who shot and killed an unarmed kid for no reason. Now, it's been pointed out time and time again that entertainers and comedians and people like that are like the only people that are allowed to actually say what's on their mind. Oh, thumbs up if you're the 301st viewer. Under 300 club. How does he have more likes than views?